You've been posting content consistently for a good 10 weeks now, but other than spending hours each week to have your content published on at least one social media platform, you have nothing to show for in results. Yeah, you've gotten better at coming up with content ideas. You also have gotten better about your fear of posting, yet all you have are a few likes and comments. You're doing all of this so you can sign clients, but you've not signed any in the past few weeks. Is posting content even worth your time? If not, what are you supposed to do to sign clients now? Didn't every business coach almost promise that you need to be consistently posting content so that you can sign clients? Didn't all the social media managers talk about how your visibility grows when you post content consistently? I know your frustration all too well because I have experienced it myself, and I'm addressing this frustration in this episode of the Impactful Introvert Podcast. Welcome to the Impactful Introvert Podcast. I'm your host, Seema Pateel, an introverted business coach and a mom of two. My genius shines in helping introverted women map out a simple and sustainable marketing strategy tailored to their goals and introverted personalities. Every week, I'll share with you how you can simplify your marketing so that it is sustainable. After all, you started your business to serve clients and make an impact, not to master marketing. So, let's jump right in. Hey, so what does a service provider like you who started their business so that they could use their experience and expertise to help people and generate an income have to do in 2024 to sign clients? Because posting content consistently to social media doesn't seem to work like it used to. At least that's what the experts are saying now. Here are my top 5 reasons why your content isn't converting to clients in 2024. The very first one. You are focused on mastering your message before you start posting consistently. I know messaging fixes are a big thing, and I am one of the proponents of having a very clear and concise message so that your people, your ideal client, can recognize themselves in your content and understand that you solved the problem for them. However, if you stay so focused on mastering your message first before you start posting, then you're losing out on actually figuring out what your message is and what is resonating with your people, because without actually speaking to the people, at least through your content, you will never be able to master your message. Your message mastery doesn't happen in a bubble. It doesn't happen in a vacuum. It doesn't happen within yourself. It has to be by communicating what you think your people need based on your experience and your conversations with them. When you start speaking to them, they start responding to you, giving you feedback, whether you have hit the mark or you are off mark. And this happens by, first of all, posting content consistently so that you can see how it's resonating, and secondly, by talking to people. I know you're an introvert and you struggle with talking to people. The entire idea kind of makes you freak out, but that is no reason to get yourself out there and speak to a few people. Let me make it very clear, you're not expected to speak to hundreds or thousands of people, and you definitely don't need to speak to them all at the same time, but start with just talking to 1 to 5 people at this time. Use the information that they have given to guide your content, and once that starts to show you some data, whether it's being liked, whether it's resonating, you can talk to 5 more people. It's a slow process, and I know how that makes you feel, that you cannot sign clients right away using content, is it? But content is a long game. Let's make that very clear to ourselves. Content is not an instant solution. I'll talk about what can work faster than posting content consistently on social media towards the end, so keep on listening. Now, here's the second reason why I think your content isn't converting to clients. You are not sharing your true opinions because you fear they'll be rejected. That too, in a harsh way. Cancel culture has you fearing the repercussions of sharing your opinions and views. No matter how much you hear about being authentic in your content, you want people to be nice to you when they read your posts. You don't want them to negate what you've said. You don't want them to argue with you. You especially don't want them to call you anything that even resembles as fraud or inauthentic. So you post content that is a watered down, that is extremely diluted version of what you believe or what your true opinions are. Yes, keeping you safe is a priority online. However, the easiest way to repel your ideal clients and attract just people who like your content is by sharing opinions that are likable. I am not saying you should go and instigate arguments on social media. That is not my nature. I don't have very strong opposing opinions. I am more than willing to listen to you, understand your perspective, than just pushing my opinions. However, there are certain opinions of mine that I believe are totally, completely mine because of my experiences and my learning. Overall, how I've lived life. So one of them is introverts aren't necessarily shy. So if you say, I'm an introvert, that is why I am shy, I'm going to say that is not really true. You're shy because you're shy. It has nothing to do with your introversion. The other opinion that I have is introverts can talk a lot. They don't necessarily be quiet when there is an opportunity provided and when the topic is something that they are passionate about. They just don't have a lot to say when it's just superficial conversations. So these are not very strong opinions against someone or someone's belief, but these are still my authentic opinions, and I am happy to share about this wherever I see that people say, I'm an introvert, I'm shy. No, you're not. I'm happily going to come and refute your belief, like help you question your belief, because if you're not questioning, then you're not introspecting and you're not going to be able to change the perception that you have about your introversion. The third reason is you undervalue your expertise that comes naturally to you. You think it's true for everyone that they can do exactly what you do very simply and very easily, and because it's true for you, you assume it's true for them. So you downplay your skills in your content. Now, coding comes easy to me, so WordPress doesn't feel complicated to me. But ever since I stepped into entrepreneurship in 2017, I've been hearing people say WordPress is very complicated. It's not, if you have a certain kind of thinking or perception, is what I understand now. But I had a hard time thinking that people would want to spend $2,000-$3,000 to build a WordPress website when all you had to do was spend 4 hours, watch a free YouTube video, and build your own website. It sounded ridiculous that people were willing to pay for this. Anything over $100 seemed too much. And that is why I used to charge very low pricing. I had to learn by talking to people. When my clients hired me, that is when I realized that they are willing to pay me $100 to take care of their website every single month because it just doesn't come naturally to them. It feels like alien language. So that is why they were willing to pay me. They valued my support in doing that very difficult thing, and I was feeling like it's so simple, it's so easy. So if you have that kind of feeling, then you of course are not going to be able to post very well on your content about how amazing your skill is. Now, if you're not all that good at the thing that you're trying to sell, what compels someone to choose to work with you over someone else? The other thing is you're looking at other experts, especially platform-related experts, and are feeling unclear on how to use the platform for your marketing. Let's take Instagram, for example, because I have been spending time looking at Instagram hacks and algorithm hacks, etc. on Instagram. all the Canva tricks to create your stories, to create your reels, all the all the hacks. Honestly, there are multiple where people are saying hide keywords in your reels, etc. All of that is going to confuse you into thinking, how can I create content and implement all of these strategies and have time to do client work? And here's what I have to say about that. Yes, the hacks and tricks can work, but if your content isn't high quality, as in if your content isn't resonating with your people, then it will not convert to clients. So the hacks come after you have mastered creating content consistently that connects with your audience, that connects with your ideal clients, and they are willing to show that by liking your content, by commenting on your content, that your content is connecting with them. That is when it's time to leverage hacks so that you can reach a wider audience. Until then, the audience you have, that could be 50 people or 100 people, is still good enough to gather data. The last point I have to share with you is that you lack clarity within. You don't really know yourself well. You don't know how you can tailor a marketing strategy to work for you. Here's what I mean. Instead of focusing on which platform is the best for marketing, figure out what is your tolerance for visibility and what is your capability of creating content. What can you do really well? Like, can you leverage videos? Then the platforms available for you are different. Can you leverage only text? Then the platforms for you are different. If audio is your thing, like I find writing very cumbersome, very time consuming, but I can speak with a lot more ease because when I go off on a tangent in written content, I lose focus and I don't know how to tie it all back in a way that my post isn't exceptionally long so that it doesn't bore people. But when I'm speaking the same thing, it'll take me, like, I could go off tangent for at most 2 minutes and then I can tie it back to the topic of conversation and not feel like I am over speaking. So audio is the easiest form of content creation for me. Now, instead of trying to figure out how I can write lengthy blog posts, I am leveraging podcasts. So the way I am going to promote my podcast episodes, it would naturally be wherever I can post videos or audios so that I can paste snippets and share that as a way of promoting my podcast. So knowing what works for you is very important. Knowing your strengths, knowing your weaknesses is very important so that you can tailor a marketing strategy. It's very easy to feel like you've got the short end of the stick because you are unable to follow a certain strategy that is being promoted by this person that you follow. So get clarity within, because without knowing how you work, you're going to have a hard time marketing, and it gets even harder if there's little clarity on your offer, your ideal client persona, and your marketing strategy. So the 5 reasons I think your content isn't converting is because you're focusing on mastering your message or gaining clarity about your message before you get consistent with your content being published at least every week. The second one is you're not sharing your authentic, true opinions because you fear backlash. The third is you undervalue your own experience and expertise, and you're trying to downsell yourself. The fourth reason is you're looking at other experts, other platform experts, and you are letting yourself feel confused, overwhelmed, etc., because you want to use the platform to its best abilities, but you don't yet understand what is working and what is not working in your foundations yet. And lastly, you lack clarity within, and you'll probably lack a little bit of clarity about your offer, your ideal client persona, and your marketing strategy. Yes, times have evolved. Marketing doesn't mean posting content and expecting clients anymore. But if I'm being honest, that wasn't the case even when I started my business as a WordPress developer back in 2017. The expert even then shared that showing up consistently on social media was an effective and free marketing strategy. And the way to leverage this visibility as a business owner was by creating content that helped position you as an expert. So, you were always encouraged to create educational content. Let me assure you that educational content still has value today. However, people are inundated by so much information online that simply posting educational content 5 times a week, week after week, doesn't translate to clients anymore. It never did. You don't need just content to sign clients. You need a persuasive content strategy. Sounds like another gimmicky phrase, isn't it? Let's unpack this a little. You are already aware that you need a content strategy so that you can consistently create content for social media. So, what is this content strategy? Without going deep into the concept here, as if this is a college lecture, content strategy is simply put, you being intentional about the content you publish. As in, you are publishing content strategically so that your ideal clients do what you need them to do after consuming your content. A strategy that makes sure their time spent consuming your content is beneficial for them and your time spent creating content is profitable for your business. That is the purpose of a content strategy in your business. Now, what makes content persuasive? Think back to the most recent movie that you enjoyed watching. When you scrutinize what made you enjoy the movie, you'll notice that the storyline was probably usual. You must have already seen similar storylines in other movies. The actors were also their usual selves, and even the plot twists were not as mind-blowing. Yet, you walked away from the movie feeling something. So, the first thing that the movie got right was it evoked an emotional response. Now, it didn't just leave you with a strong, overwhelming sense of emotion. What happened was it started slow, then crescendo, and then it brought you back to a lower level of emotion just before you walked out. That is storytelling at its finest. The other thing you experienced after having watched the movie was a certain level of clarity upon conclusion. You understood the overall concept that was being talked about or the storyline that was being conveyed. Lastly, it left you wondering at the end, but in a good way. As in, it sparked a thought that you could expand on either by yourself or with the people who have already watched. Consider the movie Inception. There was, of course, a problem and a solution. There was character building for the main characters. That leaves you feeling emotionally involved with these characters whose backgrounds have been shared with you. And then there was an explanation given for the idea of inception so you don't tune out of the movie right at the start. The concept itself was something that left you wondering for days, I believe. However, they made you wonder in the end which of them was dream and which of them was the reality. Consider the movie Avatar. The movies created a similar feeling in you, except it was the world building that created the emotional response and the wonder. That is one of the reasons why you'll find some people just love these movies while others didn't feel as impressed by Avatar series. Now, you're not making a movie or writing a novel, so you have to scale it all down to 2,000 characters. But you can do it. All you need are 3 ingredients for your IG caption. First is evoke an emotion. Second, bring clarity about a tiny concept from your area of expertise. And third, create curiosity. Now, if you do all this from the perspective of your offer, you'll have people seeking you out to work with you. Sounds simple, isn't it? It is, and it is not. The reason it gets complicated or confusing is because you're not used to creating content this way. So you won't see results within a couple of weeks, which for an entrepreneur feels like a problem. And as a problem solver, you feel compelled to solve this problem. The toughest part of marketing is to be patient during the testing phase. So you have to stay the course. This means you have to stop looking for content hacks, algorithm pleasers, or magnetic messaging and stay focused on creating content that has the three ingredients. Now, I'm not dissing any of the above. There is a place for all the hacks and tricks and recommendations, but you don't need it all to be able to sign clients now. You are not fully booked yet. This means you don't need to find a marketing plan that will bring you hundreds or thousands of leads yet. I mean, what is even the point of having 100 people almost ready to work with you right now? Can you take them all on right away? I don't think so. If you could, you wouldn't be listening to my podcast. You'd be listening to something where people are talking about scaling a business. If at all 100 people came to you right now, you will need to create the offer so that you can serve these 100 people at the same time. When you only need about 20 clients at the most, that is for mostly coaches and consultants. You done for you services, ladies, cannot often handle 20 people at a time because you are doing the work and I want you to do something other than your business. So, to sign 20 people on, you'll need to be able to take on only 2 to 4 people at a time. Trust me, 4 new clients at a time may feel like a dream come true, but it is a lot if you want to provide a premium experience to all your clients. I recommend you ensure every client of yours feels exclusive and premium if you want to spend less and less time marketing and finding clients. So, considering it all, you need to talk to about 20 leads a month and sign about 5 clients before you start hiring people to help you in the process. Remember this when you sit to create content next, because you don't need that many leads. You don't need to make sure your content is understood and liked by all. Focus on the person who is the best fit to work with you right now. Who is that person? Let's take a fitness coach, for example. Her offer is to get you to be a fit and fabulous mom. So, a mom who knows that being fit will help her feel fabulous, who is looking specifically for exercises that she can do in pockets of time that help her not just lose weight but also get fit, and who understands that you don't need to be in the gym for hours a week, is the best fit client. When you tap into this mom's current feelings, help her see how your offer can get her to feel fabulous, and then talk to her about how you support your clients, but speak of it from just one single aspect at a time, like exercising when the baby is napping or when the kids are watching their favorite 20-minute show. You're going to make that person feel like she could use your help. The bigger impact happens when you share your content regularly, and that is why consistency is so important. Here's the best part. You don't have to post conversion-focused content daily. That is the beauty of having a content strategy. Now, along with the conversion-focused content, if you also share a part of your life, the journey of your clients, and some case studies, you have a persuasive content strategy. It is not super complicated. Just cycle through these 4 categories and you're still able to publish 4 posts a week with ease. Now comes the catch. Your content will convert a stranger into a client when you have a clear offer, a specific ideal client persona, and a clearly defined client journey map. This is the work I do with my clients in the first couple of weeks when we work together for 6 months. They've already done the 10 posts in 10 minutes or 30 days of content in 30 minutes freebies. Despite downloading many freebies, they are still not able to post content regularly on their preferred social media platforms. That is because they start writing, then a thought comes in and they incorporate that thought in between their current idea. Then they want to clarify their stance on something they consider controversial so they can explain themselves and be very clear to everyone that they have good intentions. Then there is a point that they go into excruciating detail so that people understand their viewpoint. If you look at the draft, it's already 2 pages long, but it just reads like a bunch of thoughts. All of this took you a good 30 minutes to type out, but it is in no shape to publish. Yeah, I'm speaking from experience. I know the struggle my clients have experienced before choosing to work with me. I know that they chose to work with me so that I can give them a high converting strategy so that they can start signing clients consistently. But that part comes after. First, we have to work on their signature offer. Be very clear about what an offer is, what are the benefits, and how can they talk about this offer in words that are going to land with their ideal clients. Next, we have to have very clear steps for their client to take so that they go from being a total stranger to a client. That is the client journey map. And then we have to be very clear about their ideal client so that we know how to craft an offer, how to talk about it, and how to create the client journey so that they go from being a stranger to a client. Only after that do we look into creating a content strategy that is designed for their personality. When they no longer have to wonder what's wrong with their content and just do the work that we planned out together, marketing starts to feel fun. So if you're not clear on the 3 foundations, your offer, your client journey map, and your ideal client persona, then stop looking for content hacks and spend the next couple of hours on getting clear on these 3 things. You have to remember that this is not a once and done thing. You get an idea of what this looks like for your business right now, and you start marketing with that data. Your marketing will help you get even clearer. So it's more cyclical than linear. That is why don't spend more than a couple of hours on getting clarity. If you want the simplest way to get clarity, do market research and sign clients, then start booking more consult calls. I know consult calls or sales conversations can feel very scary, but they are the best lessons for you. Consult calls help you not only to understand if your offer is landing, but also teach you how to sell your offer by providing instant feedback. You can use the lessons you learn on consults in your content as well. And if you're thinking that you're trying everything but no one responds to you, then please use the link in the show notes to book a free magnetic marketing session with me and let me help you get on the shortest path to signing clients. I know with certainty that you're too close to see things clearly in your business. Getting my eyes on your marketing doesn't mean you'll need to rework everything. I don't see value in redoing all of the work you've already done. I'll simply look at what one tweak will bring you clients now, and that's it. So instead of trying to figure out what marketing strategy will bring you clients now, get really clear on the 3 aspects. What is your offer? Who is your ideal client? And what is your client's journey map? And start creating content and publish it regularly. Just pick a platform and start creating content and publish regularly. That is one of the aspects of marketing. Now that you have this awareness, go find those clients. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Impactful Introvert Podcast. If you want to share your views, opinions, or ask me questions, then please send me a message on Instagram. My handle is Seema Pateel. See you in the next one.